All right, boys, Monday morning, you got to ask yourself one question and one question only.
Fuckers be like, how you go to work every day and still broke? Shit, I don't know. I be trying to figure out this shit myself.
Confirmed. Something is leaking. Boys, Groundhog's Day all over again. 410E, hydraulic leak. Let's get into this one. Around town. Bring it around town. Wow, that doesn't look good. Well, hard to determine. Not going to sit here and get this thing super hot, but we got the supply and you got the return, and both of them are wet, and they all go to the same conjoining point here, so we're just going to go ahead and replace both of them. Fuck it. Alright, so we got both lines capped off, and on the fucking road we go to get lines made. Boys, either it's haul truck tires or fucking wheel loader tires. Every day. Stubby wrenches from Hobo Freight, boys, the service wrenches, they come in handy for stupid shit like this, boys. Remember, sometimes you're going to make mistakes out here. I.e., mistake. Can anybody guess what I did? And crisis possibly averted. Yeah. Hey, look, it lifts now. Didn't do that before. Alright, so Foreman states, 544J, having issues going into reverse. I ask one simple question. Have they checked the transmission fluid level? How would you? Alright, so back on the old 544J for junk, checking pressures real quick off the reverse circuit, and the K1 side's good. And the reverse side, no so good. We got literally hardly any sort of pressure out of that clutch. But yet the thing shifts in reverse fine, so I'm kind of confused at this point. We've got this fault right here, configuration error fault with the TCU, so something's just fucky going on right now. Flex load controller might be checking out, because I don't believe that's a valid software part number. Just put it out there. We let it sit for a while, now we got a fucking trans fault. And we actually got a pressure reading, so that's a plus. So basically, right now, KR, we actually are reading with inspect, so that's good. Full valve, see if we don't have a problem that might be causing our reverse side to intermittently drop pressure. You know, maybe a plugged filter, maybe. Boys, right there, system pressure, spot on. What the fuck? Well, put a new filter on it, and we got solid pressure now. So, yeah, we're gonna call a spade for the time being. The fun just keeps getting better. The old Miller Trailblazer 325 taking a poop. The old PC1 board, no good, no good.
Watch the Miller name. You might get impacted for saying Miller, buddy.
A Miller makes nothing but the highest of quality welding machines. I have nothing negative to say about them. They are positive. I like them. Take a minute and enjoy the rig right now, how clean it looks. This right here is the shot. Also, cart full of shit from James River. There we go. Remember, boys, it may only be Tuesday, but there's one thing you need to remember.
Do not complain about what you didn't get from the work you didn't put in.
All right, so we got a whole bunch of bucket teeth and an 85 Poverty Edition that needs some. So let's get this shit taken care of. You guys know the deal. We need this unit right here. We got one fucking tooth on here, and I gotta burn the bitch out. Like, what the fuck? Step 1 in your 85 Poverty Edition bucket teeth install. Insert rubbers on both sides. Insertion of tooth. Yeah. 3/8 socket for your pin, and just crank her down. Once locked in place, pray to God it doesn't come off. Now do it again 5 more times. Yeah, boys, at this current moment, I am seriously missing the fucking crane. I'll be honest with you. This fucking sucks anymore. Let's see if we can go boom today. Woo! Look at the fucking fire show. You pay extra for that, Steve. You pay extra. All right, D6K2, abnormal update rate, and some other machine control faults, so let's get to it. Key on, everything seems to be fine. When you get used to seeing fault codes, specifically on the same machines, you already know what the fucking problem is before you even got to the machine. Well, because I know the idiot who installed this engine, also I know that sometimes shit happens, and yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and fuck. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and test the original terminating resistor, and 120, we're right on the money there, boys. We got the old shit out. New cat connector, boom, this dude right here, and we're all cable tied, secured back there, so hopefully it doesn't happen again, maybe. So we'll hook back up with the X7, power back on, and see if we no longer have fault codes or not. Boys, we've had it running for roughly about, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. Got it up to temperature slightly, and just to recheck everything, no fault codes present. And I think we're ready to rock and roll, so we'll put the panel back on it and give it back to them. And back to work she goes, boys. Oh yeah. Hey, don't worry, boys, it's that new 2-piece roller design. Only available from Cat. One of you, and one of you. Anybody take a guess what we're doing? While that unit's, you know, doing its fun shit there, yeah, that's right, fuel dosing, 410E. Let's go and throw some filters at it. It's been 300 hours, as per friggin' usual. The 410E service kit, you need an oil catch, form a funnel, strap wrench, and yeah, a pan. And we're priming, boys, we're priming. Come on. Come on, big girl, there we go. There we go. And back to work she goes, boys. 2 things you need to perform a regen on your Deutz engine. Rammstein, and this unit right here, boys. It's done. Let's go. Boys, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. You know what that means, but there's been a special notice in regards to, you know, hump day.
I'd like to protest that we stop calling Wednesday hump day. It's offensive to those of us not getting humped.
So we got our TDTO, we got our transmission line. All we need now is a D6, so we got to drive to. So let's get to it. Well, boys, we got the old belly dropper 5000 out here. Yeah, we're what's going on up there, my guy? We got some birds. Well, attempt number 1's a fail. Yeah, those stubbies just ain't gonna get where we want to. All right, so we got option number 2, 624, longer forks. See if this works. You know, even without extensions, yeah, we're fucking close, but this unit right here will work. This will work. Hopefully, this will work. If you're seeing this video, it worked.
Something's leaky.
And going down. That went perfectly-ish. Well, there's the ending point of that fucking hose that's leaking, so let's get this bitch changed over. So we got the Magic Creeper out, we got our 3D printed fucking flange lock cap. All we gotta do now is get the enthusiasm to unbolt the line, pull it up, we should be ready to rock and roll. Just a quick comparison, right? This hose, stiff as a board. This one, oh yeah, all to play. Protective coating starts breaking apart on your clamp. Electrical tape for the win, boys. All right, hose finally installed. Let's get her fired up and see if anything else is leaking. All right, check for me. Is it leaking? Yeah, we're good. Boys, this John Deere tool right here does great job install and removal of all your belly pans on your D6 ends, more you know. Well, boys, she's all put back together, no further leaks. And now we got this problem. So, wanting to ride off the idler really weird. Not excited about how that rides, so we're going to do some research about this fucking thing. All right, so we've removed the bearing caps because I think we had the wrong part numbers for them to begin with. And then you look, yeah, so the caps are pulling the idler that way. I see here, this is the bolt for that bearing cap. And yeah, it's, she's not healthy. She's not healthy, boys. Got a nice little bend to her. All right, boys, it's Thursday. Remember, when that foreman, that operator, hell, the wife, the dispatcher, whatever decides to call you today, hit him with this move.
Don't answer that. That's power move. Make her desperate. Let her keep calling. That sends a message that you a busy man.
It's starting the morning out, picking up parts and old Carter machinery. 850L, we got something going on back here behind door number 1. Yep. Did it. Holy fuck. Boys, the search continues. Drop the lower pan. Still ain't found shit. Another episode of Shit That's Deceivingly Wrong. But if you guys see right there in the center of the belly pan, boom, you got what looks like Earl, right? Now go back over to the control valve. And let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more here. That top plug right there, that Allen plug in the lift circuit, well, that's what's leaking and causing all of this. And they've been working on a slope, so it doesn't help either. You can cut it off now. Like that, you were out of service. All right, so we're back on the D6, and we're going to go ahead and tackle the idler issue and hopefully get this one put back together because that one obviously is down now too. Yay. And we have our trusty John Deere lifting tool. Is this safe? Fuck no. But will it work? So far, yes. And this is why, folks. This is why. Pay attention sometimes when you install your rear idler. The more you know. There we go, boys. Now we're fucking square. Look at that shit right there, boys. We are good to go. Idiot. Remember, boys, you always torque these down. Tighten first. And we're pumping. We're pumping. That's mo better, boys. That's mo better. Boys, another Friday's upon us. A few more hours, and you know what that means.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
Hey, look, boys, another Deere Dozer with a leak. Huh. All right, so is there signs of leakage? Yes. Is there definitive signs of leakage? No. Well, boys, yeah, you see it right there. The fucking machine harness wore into the fucking suction hose, and that bitch is just pouring out. Awesome. Just awesome. Love my life. John Deere quality, boys. John Deere quality. Well, let's go ahead and hit the master switch to lock this thing out, and yep. Well, there's that. So now we just need to take a screwdriver and a flathead and break that apart, break that nut loose, and then we can get right back to, oh, there it is. Yep. Fix something today, boys. Look at that. 310Es. Got a SCR fault. So let's get hooked up to this turd. First thing a note, we follow the string, and you know, you can tell people when shit's broke. You know, you don't need to do this sort of number. All right, got the X7 hooked up, and what we got there, boom. After treatment number 1, outlet knock sensor. Service advisor with all their great information here is literally read DTC's knock sensor replacement. Me and Brian played our own personal crane. Thought we can get down to where we need to, but yeah, we need more space, so we're gonna go ahead and tilt the cap. Pump it up. Checking the terminating resistance, and we are spot the fuck on. Come on. The supply side's good. Check the voltage on the data link, and if everything's good there, we're just gonna throw a sensor at it for now. So can high, can low, we're good. You get a sensor. Remember to use your Deere penetrating oil and lubricate the fuck out of that to get that bitch off there. You know, I've had some really decent success with these. Not gonna jinx myself, but yeah. There we go. All right, back on the 850L, we got our new valve, so let's get this bitch installed. I'll play my cards right. I can unbolt it, pull it out, and then put the new one in. All right, old valve's out. New units installed with minimal mess. Now we wait. These Mueller coupe sockets work great, especially when you're doing belly pans and shit like that. This turd's going back in service, boys. Yay! You've got choices in brake clean, but don't buy this. This one right here, not as good as the other one, boys. Morning, boys. So I got word from Bill over at Allegheny Trucks. The silver truck did sell. I know, it breaks my heart, because, you know, we were looking really forward to seeing that truck, right? A beautiful wrap on them job sites. But apparently it takes delivery next week, and I guess we're going to see, essentially, where that truck ends up. He's going to keep me in the loop, though, so I'm really excited to see where this truck goes, because that's a beautiful truck. It's a show rig. So, again, congratulations to whoever got the truck.